stories and headlines that are getting attention.
Now, this is Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Don't miss out on the 2023 election coverage on Nigeria Info. We bring you interviews, intensive analysis.
What INEC has been doing recently is quite reassuring. In fact, the statement from the chairman is also very reassuring.
Coverage from every part of the country. Yes, 36 states and the national stories of Nigerians focus on choosing great leaders all day and evening. It has to be your talk station of the nation. Nigeria Info 95.1. Let's talk.
Let's talk.
From your number one talk news and sports station. This is the Morning Crossfire
with Femi D Live.
Many thanks for joining in. This is Nigeria Info 95.1. Welcome to the broadcast as we take a look at some of the biggest stories. We have them across the headlines for today. At least 5 major papers will be up for review as always. We'd like to encourage you, for those who are not watching right now, go on to YouTube. Our YouTube channel remains at Nigeria Info Abuja. Okay, did you get it? At Nigeria Info Abuja. Well, we're also streaming on Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. Any of these channels will do fine. I'll be reading your comments as you leave them live on the channel. Remember, this channel is to provide you the opportunity to join the community alongside with other people who are chit-chatting and writing their viewpoints on various subjects. Sometimes people argue, sometimes people disagree right there on the channel. And some of the people you're most excited about are there on the channel for you to follow through and understand their viewpoints on quite a number of issues. Now, as we review the headlines, we'd like to let you know that the stories we're about to read out have been published under the editorial guide of various publishers, and we on Nigeria Info, as always, are only informing you of the headlines as we have them for today. Let's take a look at some of those stories now.
This is Morning Crossfire.
Our review this very morning will start off papers such as the Independent newspaper, the Sun newspaper, Daily Trust, the Guardian, and Leadership newspaper. Now, starting off with the Independent newspaper, investigative disappearance of NSCDC Deputy Commandant Senate tells IGP to follow through on this. Kidnapping, banditry, increasing poverty in Edo State. That's according to the ESAN professionals. And then POS cash swap. Emefiele shows his heart is with the people. 2023, Tinubu Shetima Presidential Campaign Council condemns attacks on loyalists in Osun State. Airport disruption. Federal government dares aviation workers to proceed on another strike. 2023, Buhari's government sabotaging my presidential bid. Tinubu. Clamp down on oil marketers responsible for fuel scarcity. Reps urge security agencies. My training skills will negotiate Nigeria out of problems, says Obi. Buhari gives recipe for surplus food production in Africa. Nkone's death, shock as Ikpeazu directs that PDP flag be flown at half-mast. All right, so keeping up with the Independent newspaper for today, there are other stories of interest there as well. 2023, Nigeria doesn't need president with significant cognitive disabilities. That's according to Kachuku, who's also a presidential candidate now. UEFA confirms plans for 32 teams. European Championship have been scrapped. Police boss 419 syndicate arrests Cortis and financier in Delta State. Edo Police Command parades 134 suspects, recovers sophisticated arms and ammunition, and 1.2 million naira cash. 12-year-old boy butchered to death in Zaria. All right, well, these are stories. You can read up more from the likes of the Independent newspaper for today. Now, still keeping up with other stories today, as we would have it, looking at the stories from the Sun newspaper at this time. PDP to conduct fresh primary as Abia Cuba candidate dies. He was accomplished professional in his field, says Kalu. Fuel scarcity, Naira redesign ploy to sabotage elections, says Tinubu. We are pleasantly surprised you found us out for recognition. Ume and Ononuma speaks about this. And then NNPC retail outlets making genuine efforts to address fuel scarcity. That's according to NATO. Vote intelligently. Kumuyi task Nigerians. And then U.S. announces visa restrictions on individuals undermining democracy in Nigeria. Nigeria decides 2023. Nigeria's party system lacks ideology. Ferdinand Oto. Nigeria decides 2023. Sanwo-Olu Amzat in action for Greater Lagos. That's according to Umezikwe. Still with the elections, what sets Tinubu apart from other candidates? Oluwaseun Faleye speaks about this. No big deal going to Chatham House. Adebayo's SDP presidential candidate speaks about this. Soludo to host Southeast governors and others today. Kwara governor signs 2023 budget. Omobolale, more witnesses to testify against alleged killer cop. NCDC reports 77 Lassa fever cases, 6 deaths in 1 week. You're power drunk. Abia Commissioner tells Onye Georgia. Other stories, as we have it in the Sun for today. Colin Obi's sectional leader insulting and derogatory. That's the response of his campaign council now. Presidency. God won't allow those who are threatening me to win. That's Wike speaking up about this. We've disbursed over 740 billion naira to 68 agro projects. That's according to the CBN. Nigerian exchange to focus on listing digital trade in 2023. Naira redesign should be left to new government. Ex-Governor Dixon speaks about this. Now, taking a look at Daily Trust now. What the law says about candidates' death before elections. Abia PDP Cuba candidate dies 1 month to elections. Fuel scarcity, Naira redesign applies to sabotage elections. That's according to Tinubu. NATO lauds Buhari's move on fuel scarcity, NNPC retail. Chamber to host maiden solid mineral fair. Buhari to commission Dama rice mill in Katsina today. Heartbeat doubles profit to 946 million in 2022. NNPC commissions gas facility in Lagos. Strike. Federal government warns aviation workers, says grounding of airports illegal. As governor, I have not seen new Naira notes, says Autumn. Ajatu says, I made a mistake supporting Buhari. I won't repeat it with Tinubu. Buhari chairs 14-man committee as fuel scarcity worsens. All right, and then you'll find of interest as well, government kill APC chairman, female officer in Imo State. Senate suspends plenary till February 28. Censors. Murik 6 dates shift over Ramadan fasting. Azarenka up for challenge as Sabalenka sits 6 scam. That's in the world of tennis now. Appeal court validates Gaya's victory in Kano. Again, APC postpones presidential campaign in Taraba State. Moving on to the guidance for today. Army kills 23 ISWAP terrorists in Borno State. Buhari keeps mum, commissions Blue Line Rail, J-Rounder Center. U.S. announces visa ban on Nigerians undermining polls and democracy. Reps fume, rescheduled meeting with CBN on Naira redesign. Senate ignores consideration passage of 22.7 trillion Naira Ways and Means. Dozens killed in Nasarawa, Benue, Niger border airstrike through bomb blast. Senate suspends plenary till February 28. Family seeks compensation over death of worker at construction site. Katsina NCS loses 2 officers in 2022. Katsina police nab 22-year-old who plans to join terrorist gang in forest. Police nab court financier, 4 suspects in Delta. 26-year-old man jailed for stealing 13.5 million diaper. Rainstorm wreaks havoc in Ondo, destroys property, renders many homeless. All right, let's take a look at stories from leadership at this time to round off our collection for today. Naira redesign, fuel scarcity targeted at me, says Tinubu. God won't allow my enemies win presidency, says Wike. And then you also find 22.7 trillion Naira request. Nigeria risk additional 1.8 trillion Naira debt as Senate ignores President Muhammadu Buhari. Federal government approves 10 billion Naira for Abuja airstrip at Enugu Airport and others. AFDB tips Senegal, Mozambique ahead of Nigeria in gas investment. 1.5 billion US dollars Lekki deep sea port to enhance Nigeria's exports competitiveness. Of interest as well, fuel scarcity, new Naira policy meant to sabotage 2023 polls, says Tinubu. Immigration opens recruitment portal, lists positions and requirements. Bauchi APC debunks confusion, claims at presidential rally. Other stories, as you have it in the likes of leadership for today, you'd also want to read more about Minister renders support to ailing brother Ricks. Okay then. Well, these are stories you can read up more about as you have them across the headlines for today. Do remember, the stories have been published under the editorial guide of various publishers, and we on Nigeria Info have only informed you of the headlines as we have them for today. Let's take your calls.
This is Morning Crossfire.
As we plan to take your calls, we ask of you to follow through with our editorial guide. Your calls need to be devoid of hateful speech, lies, fake news, and abuses. We ask of you to be truthful and factual as you share with us on Nigeria Info. All right, we also plead with you. Keep your emotions in check as you speak this very morning. Remember, millions of people can't hear you via their various listening devices. So we ask of you, please be cordial, be respectful of other people's time. And I'm sure we'll have a good time listening to each other as we debate more issues right here on Morning Crossfire.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
All right, the numbers remain 0700-951-0000. Okay, that's 0700-951-0000. You can also make use of the alternative line on 080-9597-4 4869. Let me take that again, okay? That's 0095974869. WhatsApp is also a good place to connect with us if you're calling in on WhatsApp. 080999. That's a 999, by the way. 30137 will keep you connected. Connected to us. Remember to stream on Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja and on YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja. I can see comments already on that platform and people agreeing to disagree and saying their view. Join the community. Be a community leader on YouTube. All right, let's take this call on. Good morning.
Femi, good morning, sir.
Good to connect with you. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. My name is To Chineke.
Welcome.
Thank you. Tinubu is saying that new monetary policy, or I don't know how to put it, to sabotage the 2023 election. And I will ask why. So invariably, our insinuations are correct because they want to buy votes. They want to buy votes. Otherwise, why is he complaining? And also, if APC policy will sabotage APC winning, I don't know. It means that these people are hell-bent to buy votes. It means that the bullion van theories and ideologies are correct. Otherwise, why is he complaining?
Well, that's his own opinion of this situation, and it may not just be exclusive to him to complain. I'm sure there are other politicians as well who have that sense of saying, well, this is
Labour parties, we are not going to complain because we are not going to buy anybody. We are calling on people to come and vote willingly.
I see.
Not being induced.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Thanks for the viewpoint on this. Okay. Good morning to you. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Good morning once again, Dr. Femi.
Yes, welcome.
This is Barry Thompson. I greet all the listeners. Yes, NMPC outlets we use a fuel scarcity. You see, these are all ad hoc temporary measures. There is nothing else that can solve fuel scarcity in Nigeria aside from resorting to market forces. Let us remove subsidy. It's just like a GSM business. Initially, we spent 50,000 to buy SIM card. Now they're even begging us to come and buy. Almost cheap. So when you bring competition in the industry, intense production, more refineries, Nigerians will look at this era as a bad dream. There's nothing else. Jonathan tried it, but it did not endure. I expected Buhari to have done it.
Okay.
He came to power. He did not. Let us remove subsidy.
All right.
Let us engage in more production of fuel.
All right, Barry Thompson. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Grateful to you. Good morning to you. Welcome to the show.
Morning, Femi.
Good morning. How are you today? Oh, good.
I'm very, very, very fine. Very, very fine, my brother.
Yes, sir.
My name is Omaru. I'm calling from Asokoro.
Good to connect with you. Let's talk.
Yeah, very disturbing news emanating from the camp of the presidential candidate of the APC that is accusing the same government that is part of sabotaging his ambition to become president. I think this is a sign that things are not going to bode well for him. It's a very, very unfortunate incident. It's very shocking to say the least. Thank you. That's my take from the.
All right.
Very much.
Thank you.
Nice, day.
And you too, sir. All right. Do you have comments coming in on the YouTube community, from the YouTube community now? Kazimola Leye says, good morning, FMD. And then Peter also says, good morning, Dr. FMD. People still believe CBN will extend the date as it is the usual thing. They'll be surprised if the CBN extends the date. But I stand with CBN. Wanzu John Lasisi says, FMD, good morning to you. Good to see you here this morning. And about the POS cash issue and new Naira notes, CBN out to Nigeria's problems. Our businesses are suffering. Jigo from Buhari writing that in. Okay, let's take on more calls this morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mr. Femi. I'm a world class Dr. Femi.
Yes, good morning to you.
My name is Batifed Abubakar Ali. I'm calling from PW Kubwa, the unapologetic Jagabanista. I'm together with incoming President Tinubu on this.
After the elections.
What I call systematic sabotage. This is systematic sabotage from the presidency of Alhaji Muhammadu Buhari. Let me ask you a simple question, Mr. Femi D. If Mr. President is going to be part of the ballot, are we going to have fuel crisis? Do we have fuel crisis in 2019? Why didn't he change the currency in 2019? If President Muhammadu Buhari is going to be part of the ballot, will he have allowed ASU strike to linger till around August? Let us ask ourselves these questions. It's not about vote buying. Who cares about vote buying?
I think we all care about vote buying.
Aswaju will be president, he will be president. When it was time, time for Buhari to be president,
Batified, let me ask you a question, just for a moment. Are you, and this question is to you, are you insinuating that the narrow redesign and the fuel scarcity and as we've been experiencing is targeted at your candidate? I just want to hear your opinion on this. Are you saying it's targeted at your candidate?
It's systematic sabotage
against your candidate.
After 31st January, a lot of people will lose their money, and that will make them to give a sort of protest vote against the APC. It is systematic, my brother, nothing more than that. People are going to lose their money whether we like it or not.
All right.
Some are even threatening that they will enter the bush and contribute to the insecurity. I ask you, Femi D, tell me sincerely, if Buhari is going to contest, will he do this now?
Why would they lose their money if they've been given 3 months window and the CBN governor is saying nobody will investigate you?
Why will UK give 2 years? 2 years! Is UK not more advanced than us?
Why is 3 months so difficult to comply with?
UK gave 2 years.
Abubakar, why is 3 months not enough to go back and give the money you have?
Mr. Femi D, is
it so much?
Our informal sector is larger than the formal sector, and you know it. Majority of people are those that are in the bank, and those that does not bank are much more than those that bank. Understand some of these things. Even me, I have to go and collect my mother's money and put it in my account so that she doesn't lose it. I ask my cousins to do the same to their mothers and wives.
Okay, interesting.
So what about those that doesn't have access to this? What do you expect?
Well, it's good to hear you say.
Inshallah, you will win.
Abubakar, it's just good to hear you say.
They should withdraw this first subsidy today. We are going to win, inshallah.
It's good to hear you go sound like you're crying at an anti-party protest. Thank you for your time, Abubakar.
Not an anti-party protest.
What a time. What a time. This is hilarious. My face is glowing for those who are watching on YouTube and those who want to go back and watch. You'll be surprised the things that will make me laugh. This is fascinating. Abubakar is tensed about this, in every sense of it. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just glowing. That's all. Becky Atabo says, "Good morning, FMD. Is there not supposed to be a national health accreditation body to check up the health status of interested candidates for president? This would have resolved the issue of one." Okay, and then you say, well, we'll have resolved the issue of one candidate, healthy enough or not. Maru Owas Godday says, "Good morning, FMD. Happy to see you live. Oh, I'm so glad to also watch you here and there." Godwin Inete says, "FMD, live is good to connect with you. It's good to connect with you, dear friend, as well." Maru Owas as well, happy to see you live and happy as well. Joseph Emmy Jats Joseph says, "Well done, work, FMD. Well done to you too as well." Okay. Keeping up with more comments, Francis Adagazu says, "Good morning, FMD. Great job." Donald Shikoga says, "We in Labour Party, we love the CBN policy, obedient for whatever." Israel Umaru says, "Good morning, FMD. Thanks for the great job you're doing." Daniel James says, "Good morning, FMD. Tinubu has started complaining, God will preserve Nigeria from any negative leader." That is what he writes in as well. I'm seeing more comments and I'm trailing them down on Facebook just to be able to read a good number of them. If you've written in, I'm sure I'll be able to get that on. Okay, in about 40 seconds, we'll go on the break, but I'm sure you're very interested in getting the best of this conversation and just understanding how things are. Ude Obinikwe says, "Good morning, FMD. And Peter Obi's mandate we stand." Onordom Ibezim says, "Good morning, FMD. It's now crystal clear that Buhari wants to leave us with a new Nigeria, and God will bless him for this. Tinubu is very correct. It's time for our grandfathers to take a rest." FMD, thanks. Good morning. Today, we didn't record any killing as we usually have. And kudos to our gallant military for killing 26 ISWAP in Maiduguri. You go on to right as well. All right, I have more messages from here. Developer says fuel is now 1 at 5 naira, 210 at AA Rano. Yeah. Sakofic also talks about das Afoke from Wuse talks about all this and much more. Thanks. We go on a break, and after the break, we'll talk more right here on Nigeria Info. Interesting times. Nothing breaks the news like the news. Trust me, I can prove it. I do it every morning on Morning Crossfire from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Nigeria Info 95.1, and I'm Femi D. Amede. Join the biggest conversation around the national politics every day in a way that is trustworthy, full of passion, and yes, covers the biggest politics and the stories that matter to you. See, you have all the reasons to find out what's going on in Nigeria and be engaged differently. Let's talk. That's the way to go.